All right, welcome to the North Shore 9 podcast. With me is Sam Dykstra from MLB Pipeline. Sam, how are we doing today?
Good. I mean, it's every day is a good day in the Arizona Fall League. That's the way I like to think of it.
Yeah, it's just a day full of baseball here as the game's going on right now. I wanted to talk to you a little bit here about Konnor Griffin. Obviously, rose way up the prospect rankings. How did he make the strides this year, and how good can that guy be?
Yeah, I mean, I'll start with the strides. I mean, there were so many questions, right, about the hit school of how is that going to come along? How long is it going to take to come along? And to his credit, he was somebody coming from Mississippi High School, which is not California, it's not Texas, it's not Florida, North Carolina. Quality of pitching is not great down there, but he put in the effort in the offseason to change part of his stance, change his load, get to the ball quicker. And that's how we saw the results first at Bradenton, then Greensboro, then Altoona. And that helped him rise up the rankings and in national prominence and get to 20 homers like we saw. How good can he be? I like to think of him as like a taller Bobby Witt Jr.
Okay.
That's the
I
comp
like
I'll
that.
put down because like you think about who Bobby Witt Jr. was as an amateur, fast, can throw, can hit for power, steal bags, do all those boxes. Konnor Griffin's that plus a couple inches, and that's extremely exciting.
I like that. I like that comp a lot. So he was obviously the Pipeline Pirates hitter of the year in the minor leagues.
Right.
On the other side of it, the pitching side, Hunter Barco. Where does he stack up with some of the other arms in the Pirates organization?
Yeah, it's really interesting to see who Hunter Barco is going to be for 2026 because the Pirates, for all their foibles in other areas, are very deep in major league pitching right now. I would think Bubba Chandler should make the rotation out of spring. I think Hunter Barco, you probably send him back to Indianapolis. Everybody got excited by that scoreless streak in the middle of the year, and that's what helped get him on the top 100 for us, plus proving his health after he had some of those questions coming into the year. That was a big thing. I think you allow him to really dominate Indianapolis next year and force his way into that conversation. He has the possibility to do it, but they're in a place of strength right now where there's just so many other options that I think Barco can probably go back to the minors to start the year. It's exciting that he came up for when he did, but they don't need to push him because they have many other options.
Now, where would you rank him among the Pirates pitchers? Kind of in a tier? Is he a little bit? Well, obviously, he's not on the Bubba Chandler level.
No. Are we talking pitching prospects
Pitching
or overall?
prospects.
Pitching prospects. I mean, I think we have him. It's Bubba Chandler, Seth Hernandez. Who obviously is years away.
Right.
And then Barco right after that. There's a pretty big space between Hernandez and Barco.
Okay.
Again, because of the injury questions, like can he hold up for a whole year? How's that going to work? But he does have the upper level of success that obviously Seth Hernandez doesn't have yet. So he has that going for him. So I would put him in that 3 or 4 range.
Okay. And then talking about Bubba Chandler a little bit, one of the power arms in this organization. Seeing him come up, go into the reliever role, then get some starts, does that make you a little more confident in Chandler and your rankings and what you think he can be?
Yeah, I think that was huge. I mean, we saw him be very, very dominant in Indianapolis to start the year, right? And everybody was like, it's a matter of days, it's a matter of weeks. And then it turned out to be a matter of months. And
Right.
then that was frustrating for everybody across the baseball, I think, including scouts, including people who thought like this
Including
guy,
us.
including fans, writers, everybody who thought that guy deserved a chance. The fastball was among the best in AAA. I really like the changeup. The breaking stuff can work too. So the fact that he finally got that chance, the role didn't matter.
Right.
I think the fact that he got up, was able to shove for multiple innings at a time. I think we've slipped him from like where we used to have him, which was the top pitching prospect in baseball, because he doesn't have that Nolan McLean level success at the major leagues. But he's still a top 20 overall prospect in the game pretty easily because now he has seen that level and we've seen the stuff play. And it's the results there in the majors were actually better than what they were in Indianapolis there at the end.
Yeah, he was pretty impressive when he came up. Obviously, we're here in Arizona for the Fall League. One of the guys the Pirates had sent here as Merlin Valdez, a guy that's going to need to go on to the 40-man roster or be added to the 40-man here. Do you think he's kind of cemented a spot on the 40-man roster? And what have you seen from him here in Arizona?
I think he has. I mean, for all the talk about pitching, right, then in the Pirates organization, they should cling to every hitter they have. It's Merlin Valdez is one of the best. I mean, the exit-velos he's had, obviously, the 5 home runs stand out. He's almost lapping the field in terms of power in the AFL, also in terms of walks. Like, he's doing all of the little things here. It reminds me a little bit of Josue Briseño, who was a Detroit Tigers system. Last year won the Triple Crown in the AFL. Now, we're only speaking here not even 2 weeks in. The sample size needs to increase. But the exit velos have been exceptionally loud. It's as loud as anybody out here, except for one guy who I'm sure we'll talk about in a second. But if you have that guy in this organization who can hit the ball hard, and I've talked to hitting coaches in the minors and the majors who say the thing they care about is how hard can you hit the ball, and he can do it as well as anybody in the org. So I think it would be foolish of them, even though Altoona wasn't as good as Greensboro, and there are a lot of reasons for that. Don't even dare risking him into a Rule 5 process. Like, even if you think he's going to be a first baseman long term, don't allow another club to get their hands.
For sure. And the other guy, the guy with the loud contact, Tony Blanco Jr. We've seen a lot of it. What are your thoughts on him?
He's one of the most exciting guys out here, just because, we were always joking in the press box, and when I'm sitting down here, like, what is the over-under on the exit velo? And it always begins with a 1. Like, normally you would sit there and be like, anything above 95 is hard hit, right? Like, you get excited for any player when it's 95. He hit a ball, I think, 102 today, and we all kind of shrugged and was like, oh, really? That's it?
Yeah.
When you know somebody has 120 in their bag, and he does, and we've seen it in Bradenton, and we've seen it here already, it's incredible. I mean, the problem is, and he had one pitch today that he swung and missed on. I'm sure you guys saw it. That was in the other batter's box. I mean, he's gripping and ripping. And high A pitchers, double A pitchers are going to figure that out. AFL pitchers are going to figure that out. You can't give him a ball in his zone. But when you're talking about O'Neill Cruz level power, Aaron Judge level power, whoever you want to name at the top of the scale, it's there. And that's going to be as exciting as a prospect as you're going to find, because with one swing, he can send it cracking through the desert.
And then just to jump some of the pitchers here, Pirates sent a crop. Didn't get to see as many of them down here, the three of us. But what have your takeaways been with some of the Pirates' arms?
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in Carlson Reed, I think, of all of them. The changeup has been, I think, the better pitch so far for him. I know he's had some injuries as well, but like the slider can be there too for him. What kind of role does he have? Is it going to be a reliever? Is it going to be as a starter moving forward? I'm interested to see more of him. I think I've maybe seen him once. I'm out here for 2 weeks. Hopefully I catch him at least another time. But what can that arsenal kind of round into? Because most of the other pitching core here is guys coming back from injury, and they don't really have that level of stuff. There aren't any ranked Pirates pitchers out here for us. But Carlson Reed, I think, is somebody who could get into that upper echelon.
Love it. Appreciate you jumping on with us here.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
This is our last day here, but I'm sure we'll be in contact with you here going forward.
Of course. I hope you guys enjoyed in Arizona.
Yeah, appreciate it.